So that's what's coming up next. The lineup for the women's 3,000 meter steeplechase. There will be a pacer for this one. It's Lotta Krauser at the bottom there that you can see. The athlete that's missing in this lineup is Mercedes Abibi, who has a world ranking of 11th. Oh no, there she is. She's in the final lineup at hip 9. So she's the highest ranked of the athletes contesting here today. You'd probably make her the favourite. 9:30 is the automatic Olympic qualifying mark. The pacer will be taking them through in around about 3:05, 3:06 for the first kilometre, and then I think they'll be on their own. One junior athlete, Zerfe Wond Magan, has got hip number 4. This hasn't traditionally been a strength for Ethiopia. It's relatively new. Women's steeplechase has only been on the championship calendar for 3 or 4 Olympic cycles. But Kenya have probably made a stronger mark in the early years of women's steeplechasing over their arch rivals, Ethiopia. But Tokyo could be another story. Let's see who's going to be in the red, green, and gold for Ethiopia over the next few minutes. So Krauser, the Dutch woman on the outside, is the athlete tasked with pacemaking. Akidi Zabiba is the favourite, just there on alongside her in the black. Chemutai, third from the left, is the Ugandan. Quite a few of the Ugandan athletes are also on last chance saloon to run the automatic qualifying. Chemitai, I think, is the only athlete who has a qualification. So she's doing this race really to just bed in her season as she gives a wave in response to my colleague Martijn Visser on the Stadium PA. He's got a busy month coming up. I worked with him at the weekend on the FBK Games, and it's the Dutch Championships in a couple of weeks' time. I hope they get as good a weather as there is here today because it's just perfect. Cool, still, personal best weather. So the unusual sight of a pacemaker in a steeplechase, a little bit different to negotiate because they aren't complete 400-meter laps. She will have to do 1 or 2 water jumps before she steps off. Notice that official was stopping them heading for the water jump. We remember those London 2017 World Championships where one of the athletes forgot to turn for the water jump on the second time around. So Krauser's responsibility is 3:05, 3:06 or thereabouts. That's even running for a 9. Well, it's inside 9:30 pace comfortably. It's even running for about 9:20, 9:15, 9:20. And immediately the gaps are opening up. I wonder if we're going to see this as we get into the longer 5 and 10,000 meter races where people kind of assume their place in the lineup. We've got one junior in this, Zerfe Wond She will perhaps have a closer eye on the Nairobi World Junior Championships than the Tokyo Olympic Games as an age group athlete, but they are strung out. 72, 71 maybe for Krauser. And you can see it is the Ugandan Peruth Chemutai who's covering her most closely. Stadium record for this event is 9:07. They're on schedule for that at the moment. So very significant gap opening up between, well, that leading three, including the pacemaker, and fourth place. There could be a real opportunity for somebody here inside 9:30 because steeplechase is there's only so many of those that you can take on in a season. There's a wear and tear factor associated with it, including the angled water jump landing that can be a bit of a pounding on the ankles. And there's only so many opportunities at a high level. So we have a Ugandan leader, Ethiopia second. Oh, that no foot on technique for the leader there. Actually, there were some very improvised techniques there, weren't there, over that relatively low water splash for the women. Particularly enjoyed the no foot on for the leader, Chemutai. So 2.5 down, approaching a kilometre. So Makides maybe feeling this a little bit. The pace has actually increased slightly to 9:06. Peruth Chemutai of Uganda leading. She's already selected, so she can run free. She's just doing this race just to sharpen up, get a bit of rhythm to her season, because she may well go into a training camp situation from here. But it looks though it's going to be pretty busy around second, third, fourth, and fifth. There it is. I think that hurdling technique lands her in quite a deep part of the water, so it's good that before she's on fatigue legs that she kicks out of it. The rule in steeplechase tends to be you just get 1 foot wet. You shouldn't get your non-lead foot wet. Easier said than done when you come to the last couple of. I'm also looking at Chemutai's technique over the barriers. It's more of a little hop. Watch her tuck both legs up as she goes over. It's not really a hurdling technique. That was better. So they are still on for a stadium record, and these four are getting back to the early leader. So game on as we go into the second half of the race. It's drifted out to 9:15, so the stadium record may live another day, but somebody here could make an Olympic team that perhaps wasn't even expecting it a lap ago. The wave light that you can just see in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, that green light on the curb, that is 9:15 pace. So as long as they stay close to that, within 7 seconds of that, and they're right alongside it at the moment, they lose it around the bend, they are inside Olympic qualifying. There's more than one of them favouring no foot on the water jump. It's a risky strategy. There's a loss of balance potentially there in the deeper water where they land, whereas if they pushed off the barrier, they would be further out. 1,200 metres left. Makides Abibi now back up into second place behind Chemutai of Uganda at these Ethiopian trials. You can see the team officials there roaring them on. Well, somebody's got the opportunity to make the selection decision for them, but at the moment it's anybody's game. Somebody's going to be disappointed, somebody's going to be on the plane to Tokyo, and the next couple of laps are going to be the biggest of their lives for these young women. Wayne Shett Answer, world rank 75, third in the Olympic candidate event. That's what they called it, the candidate event. And she was runner-up in the national championships. She's got a personal best of 9:30, so she's operating way quicker than she's ever done before. She's hit number 6 when you catch the side-on view. So she's in that leading group of 4 still. Well, it is still the same top two as it was, but it's a quite different configuration with four in contention, one from Uganda, three from Ethiopia, and 2 laps to go. And it's the junior, Zerfe Wandmagen, who's now challenging. The pace has drifted out to 9:24. Qualification is 9:30. It's slowing, and that's bringing one or two closer to the lead than they might otherwise have expected. So there's a contest here to win the race and also to stay inside the Olympic qualifying time. Penultimate water jump. A couple slightly more heavy landings there. Technique is going to help here now. The more economical they can be over the barriers, the less fatiguing they will be. Oh, and that was a tired step on there for Abibi. World rank number 11. She is the class act in the field for Ethiopia. And you can see the stride lengthening, but very hesitant on the barriers. I think that was Wandmagen who just stuttered at that barrier. So we're keeping an eye on that 9:30 time. It looks as though they've accelerated. From 9:21 pace. Lomi Muleta moves up on the outside, but then drops back almost immediately. World rank number 67. She was runner-up in the Ethiopian Championships, 19 years of age. So there's a difference in experience and there's a difference in lifetime best, but it all comes down to this last 150. Abibi against Muleta. Abibi holding, moving out wide, but now, oh, stride for stride off the last barrier. Abibi on the inside, the older competitor, the higher world rank competitor, she celebrates. I think she may be joined on the team by Lomi Muleta, the 19-year-old who had the race of her life, and I think that's probably going to be good enough. Both of the first two, probably the first three, inside the 9:30 automatic Olympic qualifying mark. So I don't know that the selectors have to think too hard about that one. The head-to-head was there, the qualifying times were there, and steeplechasers may need to rest up for a little bit to get ready for Tokyo. Well, that was a strange race, wasn't it? Lotte Krause set it up really well, exactly on schedule at 1,000 meters, and then they had a really quite shaky second kilometer where they drifted outside stadium record but stayed inside Olympic qualifying record territory. So we'll bring you the official result for that one very shortly. The stadium record lives another day. I think Chemutai, who's going to Tokyo for Uganda, will be happy enough with her day's work. The object of the exercise for her was to just get another steeplechase in, to get a feel for the event again after limited racing opportunities. Of course, those that have come through the two-step qualification process so far will have been racing for quite a while, but a lot of it will have been at altitude, at high altitude at Addis Ababa, where the preliminaries, the candidate race in January was held, and then the national championships in April. And the steeplechase is very, very hard at several thousand feet. I think it's 8,000 feet. So Abibi taking it 9:13.63, an Olympic qualifying mark. Muleta also 9:14, well inside that 9:30. In fact, I think probably we're going to see the first 6 or 7, but surely the selectors will go with the top 3 finishers there. It's been a pretty bleak May time in Europe for weather and track racing, track competition and field competition, but it's come good tonight. those warming up for the events that are still to come will be eagerly anticipating the opportunity for quick times. They've got the Wavelight technology support. They've got pacemakers in almost every event. So look at that, the first four all inside automatic qualification, but a big gap there once we take out the Ugandan athlete. Oh, in fact, she drifted back, Chemutai, so she won't be quite so happy with that day's work to be behind four of the Ethiopians. But you would think Wonmagan has a very good chance of being the third named athlete with Muleta and Abibi.